Good kitten internet, it's been quite some time. I finally decided to try and actually record something for once. As you can tell, I didn't even bother setting up the green screen. This might be a one-off, I might do a series on this, don't know, but welcome to Age of Wonders. This is a really interesting game that there's been recently the 5th game in the series called Age of Wonders 4, don't ask. Actually, it's the 6th game of the series, isn't it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's actually the 6th game in the series. Whatever. This is by the infamous Gathering of Developers. Ooh, my microphone audio is peaking. And too bad you can't see down here. Currently, I have 2 kitties being very cute. Let me drop my microphone volume a little bit. There, now it shouldn't be peaking as much. Anyway, this is a tactical 4X game. So this is one of the spiritual successors to the Master of Magic series. And I played this while I was in college for the most part, because I didn't have access to it prior to moving out to college. And yeah, I didn't own it until much later. I do have an actual copy of the game somewhere, plus I've purchased it on GOG. And I'm playing the GOG version of this now. Should probably not be wearing my glasses so I don't reflect the light source that's right here. See? A little bright. Can I dim that a little bit? That's a little better. Okay, anyway, so yeah, this is a game similar in the vein to the Master of Magic series, only it's also a hybrid of that and something like Heroes of Might and Magic. It's an interesting game series. I've actually only ever played the first game of the series, and I quite like it. I have beaten the campaign on the quote-unquote good side once, and what I'm planning on playing today is the first couple of levels. Maybe 1, maybe 2, and if this becomes a thing, I will go back and start explaining things and so on, but I'm really just threw this together really quick. It's also the first time I've recorded something on my new setup, so if there's going to be any problems, it's going to come up in this video. A storm rages. Elwyn is dead. Of the Keepers. I heed the call to bring allies to Julia through the within the Valley of Wonders. Though all the forces of the storm combine, our cause is right, so I shall weather it. I am here. I am ready. There is actually an opening FMV for this game, however, I can't actually run it, oddly enough. So, remember what I said about this being a new setup? This isn't a new computer. I'm just running Linux now. And I lost a lot of ability to deal with video editing stuff. It turns out DaVinci Resolve on Linux only supports NVIDIA graphics cards. Did not know that prior to any of this. So anyway, we get the option of starting with the default leader, which is garbage, or a custom-made character. Obviously, I'm going to make a custom-made character. Our default name is Elric, and we are an elf, for reference. You get to choose between all the portraits, including portraits of species that are not elves. Obviously, these are dwarves. Well, maybe not that one. Anyway. There are a lot of different species in this game, and they all come up in the campaign one way or another. Yes, including the undead. That's supposed to be a vampire, by the way. Let's see. Who do I want to be? Azrax. Bizards. Frostlings. This is the default portrait. It's not a bad one. I kind of feel like being the who smelt it, dealt it guy. You can actually change your initial species. You can be any of the starting species for this end of the campaign, which is elf, dwarf, halfling, lizard, and Azrak. There are various advantages to different species. I'm not going to get through most of this. This is just mostly a test, and because I actually felt like recording a game. Plus, I'm by myself for the next week, and it's Christmas week. No, I don't know if I've ever started as an Azrak. The Azrak are fire people, basically. They're... Come on. These people. You know what? Hanyu of the Azrak. Alright, next. And then we get to create our character. Now, there are certain things that we always start as a leader. We always start with spellcasting 1, because all leaders are mages. We always start with the strike ability, which is literally I can bonk somebody in the head. The other things that we start with are all based off of the race that we start with, or species. I'm trying to use species, even though the game refers to it as race. In this case, I would start with fire protection and walking. Most of these are going to start with walking. I think only the lizards start with... Nope, the lizard... Yeah, the lizards start with swimming. And walking. What else do I have as options? Halflings start with better stats. So that's 3, 3, 3, 4, 10, 32, whereas the Azrak was 4, 2, 3, 3. Yeah. This adds up to 12, although I have better movement as Azrak. Maybe they're not balanced with each other. What do dwarves start with? Dwarves start with mountaineering and cave crawling. That is actually really helpful in certain situations. The elves, however, start with archery. No, they don't. They start with forestry. So forestry allows you to move through forests faster. I forgot that I could just right-click on things. Wait, did it say? Okay. Sorry, I have a cable that's going right down where it says spellcasting 1 at. I did not move the lighting cable. I'm trying to move it without moving the light. That's not going to work. Hold on. I'm just going to adhere the cable to my little stand. This was a relatively quick setup. Part of this was that I wanted to try and see what it would take for me to record something in Linux. I don't know why I finally decided to do that today, of all days, but I did. Okay, that'll have to do for now. Okay, so yeah, basic walking, strike, which is being able to bonk people, and spellcasting. Spellcasting is going to be vital for the game, because spells are kind of vital for the game. Yeah, halflings don't start with an extra ability, instead they start an extra resistance point. Resistance are 5. These are all 5, if I remember right, yeah. Hits are 2? Nope, hits are 5. Movement is 2, that's what it was, okay. So the Azrak start with fire protection, which is they take less damage from fire attacks, which is interesting. They also start with the 4-2-3-3, which is the same as elves, if I remember correctly. No, elves are 3-3-3-3. Was it the same as lizard then? 3-3-3-2. But you start with swimming. And Azraks start with better movement. Dwarves don't start with extra movement. They do start with better stats, and they have mountaineering, which allows them to travel over mountains, and cave crawling, which allows them to go through caverns without restricted movement. So if you go underground, cave crawling is really useful. And there are battles where you go underground. You can also buy a lot of these powers. So, for instance, that fire protection only costs 5. In fact, switch over to Halfling and see how much each of those abilities cost. So, fire protection was 5, forestry was 5, swimming is definitely more than 5. You can't even start with swimming, which is a Good reason to start with lizard folk, I suppose. Mountaineering is 5. What about the cave crawling? Cave crawling is also 5. So, Bard skills will give you a morale bonus to everything in the party. Call Flames allows you to literally just summon flames from the ground, which is pretty nice. Anyway, a lot of these powers are things that I've not really dealt all that much with. So, having melee attacks with an element sounds nice. Charge is, hey look, the first time you try to bonk somebody, you get an extra +2 damage, which is pretty good. Keep in mind, damage is only 3 base, so that's an extra 2/3 of your damage. And you'll notice that there are various elements which include death energy. Concealment, I don't think actually works in the game. Doom Gaze. I can just stare at things at a range. Dominate allows me to control things in combat. Dragon Slaying does extra damage against dragons. Extra Strike is vital if you're going to play a melee-based character. I'm not. Melee is for blockers. Anyway, Fearless allows me to be immune to fear. Fire Strike does exactly what you would think. Holy Champion allows you to have extra damage against evil. That is actually really helpful for this campaign, because this campaign we are on the side of good. We are going to be facing a lot of things on the side of evil. Holy Protection just makes you resistant to holy damage. Hurl Stones is frequently what I like to grab as a ranged attack. Hurl Stones are literally just a series of small stones at something medium range. You can pick up Archery, which is similar, but it allows you to use a bow and arrow to attack targets at a medium range. At some point, maybe I should try to figure out the differences between these. I do actually have a frequently asked questions on GameFAQs for this game. It's mostly, I got tired of trying to figure out all the spells, so I went through every spell in the game and figured them all out and how they work and so on. Regeneration is really nice. It allows you to heal over time, both in combat and out of combat, the out of combat part being essential. Poison Darts, it's another mid-range attack. This one's poison element. Night Vision allows you to have better vision in darkness. Leadership gives everything in your party an extra +1 attack. Attack is your hit roll, so +1 to hit. Ignition allows you to light fire as you walk around. It's kind of cool looking, but not very useful. Life Stealing is every time that you hit something, you gain hit points. I think Life Stealing might actually be better than Regeneration in some ways, but I think I prefer Regeneration. Parry allows you to... It's the opposite of... It was up here. I can't use the scroll wheel, and I keep trying to use the scroll wheel. This game's too old for scroll wheels. It's the opposite of Charge. So Charge is +2 on your first attack. Parry is -2 on your enemy's first attack. Round Attack allows you to hit everything around you. This is a hex grid-based game, by the way. So everything around you is the 6 hexes immediately around you. I don't find that all that useful, personally. Spellcasting 2 is a strong choice to start with. The problem is then you don't get any ranged attacks. So I'm not going to end up choosing that. Trail of Darkness is a lot like the Trail of Fire, except that you leave shadow behind you, which is even cooler looking. True Seeing will eventually become vital for the character, where you can see things that are invisible. Kind of needed. Wall climbing is absolutely going to be vital. Because without any way of breaking through walls, you can't attack targets that are inside of a gate of some variety. So you always want at least somebody to be able to deal with walls. And if it's your main character, sweet, you never have to worry about that in your main party. Vision 1 just expands your field of vision. An extra 2 hexes per level. Venomous Spit is a short-ranged projectile attack. I'm not intending to do short range. I'm going to be medium range. Web is a good ability. It allows you to cast the web spell and make them not move and take more damage, which is always nice. There's a lot of abilities here. And I honestly don't know what makes sense. I'm going to try the Azrak, though. Just because. It means I'm going to have lower defense, which means I definitely want some type of ranged attack. I went with Hurl Stones last time, because if I remember it, there's more attacks in Hurl Stones. There was Hurl Stones, there was Archery, there was the Poison one. I think those are the only 3 ranged attacks that you can start with. No, that's right, there was Doom Gaze. A long-range projection of death-based energy. You know what? I don't think I've tried Doom Gaze, although death-based means that it won't work on things resistant to death attacks, and we are dealing with a lot of... We're dealing with a lot of evil things, so I think I'm actually just going to go with plain ordinary archery in this case. Alright, so I have 15 points left. I want wall climbing. I have 10 points left. I could go with a web. I could go with regeneration. Or leadership, or bard skills. Keep in mind, when you level up, you'll be able to gain more points as well. So this is permanent, but you can add more later. I think I'm gonna go with... I'll go with leadership. Okay. From here you have the spheres of magic. Let me back all of these out. There are 6 spheres of magic. Fire, life, air, water, death, earth. Each time that you grab a sphere, you lock yourself out of the opposite. So by grabbing a fire sphere, I lock myself out of water. And it does not tell you the types of magic are in each, unfortunately. If I remember correctly, I really liked life, air, and water. Water has healing, I know that, and so does life. So there's not really much of a reason to go with both life and water, if I remember right. The water has cold attacks, and you can freeze rivers and so on. Air is my traditional one that I like to go with. Let's go with weird stuff. We're gonna go with earth, life. You can add more spheres later as well, if I think. Or is it that you find more spheres later? We're gonna go with earth, life, earth. The more spheres that you have in an area, the higher level spells that you get from it, basically. Actually, we're gonna go with just the 3 on the left. Sure. Perilous Quest. Chosen of the Keepers, I heed a call of prophecy, writing a testament of this time of turmoil. Marked by a new star over the Valley of Wonders, and sealed by treachery, this time of change portends a new era, an age of wonders. I am called upon to recruit an army for Elwyn's daughter, Julia, who fights for the Keepers from the Valley of Wonders, Meander's children, the Cult of Storms. Threw Aldor into chaos by killing Queen Elwyn. Misled, fixated on revenge, divided and angry, the elves of Aldor are vulnerable when their unity is most needed. Basically, the background behind this game, and oddly enough, you get to see this if you play as the evil side, because evil goes first, effectively, and you'll see what I mean momentarily. Team Evil basically goes, you know what? We're going to make Aldor great again, and we're going to assassinate the Queen of Elves, in this case, Elwyn, and frame humans for it. The Cult of Storms, which is a totally badass name, by the way, is a group of evil people that do evil things. They're basically elven rights activists. Yeah, so this game's campaign actually has branching paths. You'll eventually be asked if you want to choose A or B, and it will lead to completely different paths, completely different races, completely different everything. It's a really interesting game in my mind. Meanwhile, the cult gathers dark forces intent upon butchering all humans. As a keeper, I oppose the massacre of any life and seek a gentler way with the enigmatic young race. The cost of peace is hefty. Many elves spurn humankind, remembering the destruction of their first home, the elven court of Iniok, in the Valley of Wonders. Right, that's what it was. It wasn't that the humans got, whatchamacallit, put up to the assassination. It's that the humans destroyed the elves' first home. Think Garden of Eden style thing where the humans did bad things and everybody got yeeted out of the Valley of Wonders. So, yeah, a lot of elves like humans. Still, Julia believes that humanity deserves mercy from its ancestral sins. And should the cult prevail, then what? Do savage tyrants and bloody armies disband and return to goodwill? For the peace of all, we fight. So basically, this is the world map. The Valley of Wonders is right here with a new star gleaming directly over the valley. Hint, hint, hint. And the way this works is that you have the Cult of Storms and your group. If you're playing as the Cult of Storms path, you have the opposite. Obviously, you're playing as the Cult of Storms. And when you make a choice, the Cult of Storms make a choice based off of your choice. The same thing happens in the Evil campaign, except as the Cult of Storms, you make a choice, and then Team Good reacts. How things play out vary wildly based off of decisions. I have only beaten the Good campaign once, and that's it. So the first mission is Goblin Rush. The Gathering Goblins invaded Flowershire, the home of the Halflings. Not normally a fighting people, the Halflings are ironically our most loyal allies. They believe in the Keeper's cause and see little value in gold, fighting instead for the right to and chance to inspire heroic ballads. I'm told there may be forces other than Halfling lurking near, seeking revenge against the goblins. If I can find these renegades, surely they'll help in my fight against the cult. If the Halflings are to keep this haven, I must see that no goblin remains in this serene vale. And at this point, we're introduced to the Halflings, which are going to be a species that are going to be in this particular land. You'll be introduced to one for anytime that there's a new species, you're basically introduced right at the start. Wonder, is my big mouse coming up for the rest of you? Whee! Don't know, I can't see that part of the screen at the moment. I'm rocking this from my TV. So, Elwyn's assassins escape to the mainland while I do this. So, this is the main interface. Now, fun fact about this game, I'm actually running the game at 1024 by 768. This game can play at 4K. But doesn't scale anything. So the text is incredibly tiny. I'm actually using some Linux tricks in order to scale up the entire game using a program called GameScope. Anyway, we get to research a spell. If you've watched my Master of Magic series, you'll understand how researching spells work, and it works the same way in this game. The main difference is that you actually have an avatar on the world, not just you're this all-powerful wizard that does things from your tower. No, you're on the planet. So we can research any of these spells. Cosmos spells are the neutral element. You can always research a Cosmos spell. We can rejuvenate, which would allow us to bring back some damage to the environment. That will be useful more later on. This is already a pretty nice environment. Remedy, it's a nice healing spell. There's nothing wrong with healing. Fury, in order to be able to rage, that's not necessarily a bad idea either. Or I can just summon flames. You know, something to be said about summoning flames and flaming arrows and just blowing a target. Let's see. Those are going to take 10 turns. These are 11 turns. This is 8 turns. Summons are nice too. We'll go ahead and research Stoneskin. Okay, so, welcome to the Flowershire. We have us, and that's it right now. So, we can cast a spell. We can summon a boar with us. It'll cost us 25 mana, and upkeep is 4, and takes 2 turns to cast because our spellcasting ability is garbage. We have 10 mana and gaining 5 per turn. I don't know if you can see the 5, it's a bright color. We also have 250 gold and gaining 0 per turn. But first, I'm going this way, and I'm going to talk with them. That's right, neutrals in this game, indicated by the gray flag and gray number, can be negotiated with or fought depending on their relationship with you. So the relation's down here. You can see that the relations with elves and halflings are happy, which is friendly. They're at 90% and 90%. My relations with goblins, on the other hand, are hostile, 10%. And goblins are evil. Halflings are good. Elves are good. Yep. So we're going to talk to them. The city council offers its allegiance for 103 pieces of gold. What do? Do you accept it? Do you attack them? I'm going to accept it because free town. Plus they had a bunch of units and I can really use the units right now. This is the town screen. Unlike Master of Magic, this is a lot more simplistic. You don't get to build buildings. So your civs, your Master of Magics, your smack, you normally build buildings and improvements that way. You don't get to do that in this game. Instead, you just build an upgrade, which will increase the power of the town. It'll allow the town to produce additional units. In this case, it would allow me to produce this, or it'll be the next 3, I want to say. It's been a while. It'll allow me to install it, which installing is literally just now you can build these units. In addition, I can fortify the town. Fortifying the town improves the defenses and creates a wall. That's important because anything that doesn't have ability to breach walls, like I had mentioned, can't invade the town. Finally, we have migration. This is not something that will come up right away. It'll come up when we start finding goblin towns. It's ethnic cleansing. Straight up ethnic cleansing. In addition, we can loot the town, which is pillaging the town, and needless to say, halflings won't like being pillaged, and then we can raise the town to the ground. And obviously we can build units. Battering ram is an early method of being able to get through walls. It has wall crushing. It also is unaligned because it's a machine, whereas these units are good aligned. The alignment of units matters more when it comes to you having a cohesive army. This is actually similar to Ogre Battle, where you want an army that's generally similar in alignment, otherwise they start doing weird things. Anyway, I'm just going to build walls. Fortify. And because I'm improving a halfling town, the game basically goes, oh, you're being nice to me. I want to be nice. I'm going to send that swordsman off there. Can I reach? Not quite. I can reach with that swordsman. This one begs to join your cause, so sometimes when you find wandering enemies, they'll be hostile, sometimes they'll join your cause for some money. In this case, they just are free. Free is an excellent price. Yes, please. This is a halfling cleric. It has the ability to heal. It also has turn undead, and it has magic bolts. And it has a magical strike weapon, and is protected against magic, so magic based attacks are decreased by 50%. Halfling clerics are actually really good. Also, this is level 2, as opposed to, I think my sword spoke is level 1. Yeah. I'm going to move myself into the tower. Tower allows me to see a wider area. So we can see that there's another town down here. There's also a Spring of Life, which heals and blesses units. Smaller town over there as well. So basically, the beginning part of this is us just wandering around collecting things. Nope. Okay. Also, this game has a really nice soundtrack in my mind. Yeah, you can't go any further. I forgot. You can, but not much. And basically, this just switches between units that have enough movement points left to move at least one more hex. Let's see, other things. We've got world map, which is just turning on and off the map to the right. We've got the realm screen, which indicates, how much money that we're making, our cities, various places. The farm is producing 12 income right now, which is the only reason why we can afford anything. Our heroes, which is just us at the moment. The magic screen, where we have our power distribution. This is very similar to Master of Magic, where you can... In Master of Magic, you had research, leveling, and mana. In this case, you just have research and mana. So we can increase research up to 10, where it will take us only 5 turns to research Stone Skin. Or mana up to 10, where it will take forever to reach Stone Skin. I would like to have more than our current level of mana, so I will keep it at split. We have no spells currently active, there's no global enchantments, and we have 10 power total. Relation screen as previously shown, and the events is just this thing here. That's it for the interface, really. This thing down here indicates what turns are remaining. So this was one of the first games that had simultaneous turn-based action. You can actually change it to regular turn-based mode, but simultaneous turn-based is fine. This is the clock, which is a countdown timer if you're playing a multiplayer game, and in this case, it's 4:58 p.m. Money, mana, our regular menu, where we get our campaign overview and background overview. The background overview are the settings for the map. In this case, maximum sphere level is 3, so no matter what, we would not be able to have more than 3 spheres. And the map is called Flowershire. And various settings, including email. This is an online multiplayer game. This was a play-by-email game, primarily. And hot seat, but you can do regular multiplayer. I think I've tried once. Anyway. We go here, and yeah, I will have a second town. This town's bigger, which is good. I think I might want to I don't have the money to upgrade, but... Well, that's right, that's just production, isn't it? Oh, no, it is money. So you're going to produce merchandise instead, which is effectively, you need to gain money, please. You want 83? I don't have money as the problem. Blessing is nice. So if we look at the character, we have Nature's Blessing for the next 3 days, which increases attack, defense, and resistance by 1. I want to move the other units. Let's get a good view of the land around. We have our first enemy unit, which are goblins. They have a dragon ship, which shoots javelins. If I remember correctly, just like regular Master of Magic, ships are overpowered if you can get them outside of the water somehow. Which there is a species that specialize in that. Yeah. We're having this unit walk backwards. In case if there was anything over here. Doesn't look like there is. This is the edge of map for reference. We only have surface. So some maps there's surface and underground. Some maps there's 3 layers. In this case, we only have 1. So we don't need to worry about going underground in this case. You gonna join me for free? Yes, you are. Sweet. I'm just exploring. You know, as explorers do. You will finish fortifying. How much does fortify cost again? 40. Yeah, I don't have that type of money. I need more money. So, end turn. You're now fortified. That's good. You're gonna go on produce merchandise for a bit. That's right, I forgot. Produce merchandise is a default queue thing. These all cost too much money. We are lacking in money. We're going to be producing a lot of merchandise for the next several turns because we have 17 gold. And part of the reason why we're so low on money is because we're spending a lot of money on units. 46 of our 58 gold per turn is for maintenance and upkeep. I just want the slingers to move, actually. Slingers are actually good units. Right. You join for free? Sure. But keep in mind, all of these units that are joining for free are in fact costing us money. So you're gonna go to guard duty. A life node there. Life nodes are mini dungeons, if I remember correctly. We're going to summon a boar. That's right, we don't have enough mana to summon a boar. We need more mana, badly. Up. There are 3 units here. Enemy units. A wolf rider, a bomber, and a spearman. Good to know. You're probably going to end up having to go that way. A single swordsman's not going to do jack squat against that. You moved away. That's good, I suppose. Okay. That's some more money. 42 gold pieces found. Yay! Oh, when it's referring to farms around the city, this is what it's referring to. So this has 6 farms around the city. This has 5. This has 3. This has 6. And I see another wandering horde. Looks like we've got spearmen and a darter. Put you to guard duty. Oh, that's right. Now I think I can cast the boar. So it'll take me 2 turns to cast. 2 more turns, that is, because my spellcasting skill is spellcasting 1, which is only 10 mana per turn. Hence, handling points 10. These units to move. Nope, they're not moving any further. Okay. Just trying to get my groups together. I can have inked in a stack. I would like to fortify that village as well. Pillsbury. Okay. Go ahead and hitting next turn. Casting is ready. I am summoning a wild boar. It is now with me. It has the leadership ability. Don't ask. Okay, we do not want the swordsman. Well, looks like the enemy actually captured the city, which is not surprising. We do get to see that type of thing happen. Oh, we have too many units. We're going to have you go out there. You're going to merge in. Now we have a full 8 stack, and you're going to go that way before that city gets razed to the ground, because it's going to be. If I remember right, you can have 3 stacks of units participating in a combat? I seem to remember that, at least. Alright, we're gonna fight. So this is what the fighting looks like. It's very similar to Master of Magic, and you have a tactical combat or an automatic combat. Only in this case, I think I actually want them to come closer to me. I'm gonna hit next. They're also wanting to do the same thing. Okay. Yeah, magic bolts are not gonna be that long of range. I didn't think I still had a swordsman with me. Okay. You insist. Keep in mind, if I die, it's game over. There is no anything else. Of course, you're going to want me to come up a little bit further. But we're going to go behind the summon, because summons don't cost money. Okay. How much closer until I'm actually in range to attack? 1 more tile. Okay, game. That will cause them to move, because now I'm in range. Oh, I did not realize I was that close to that one. Oh well. I've lost a slinger already, because melee unit... You gonna make go boom? No, you're not going boom yet. Okay. They can go boom. Because they are quite literally... goblins with a giant bomb strapped to their back. In a society of war and struggle, there's no place for the physically weak. Goblin society is especially harsh, as the goblins have spent hundreds of years losing wars and good beings, or to the good beings such as elves, halflings, and dwarves. That's right, dwarves are good aligned too. And being betrayed and enslaved by the orcs and dark elves. In a desperate attempt to utilize all members of Goblin Society in the war effort, those goblins found not fit for regular combat are given large bombs to deliver to their foes' armies or city walls. Though no goblin volunteers for the job, bombers are heralded as true heroes. Oops. I am not doing well. Chance of hitting the boar. Good job, me. Bonk. Ugh, I missed all of those. Anybody hasn't gone yet? We've gone... This is gonna go poorly. My cleric's in danger. Ow. On the plus side, you can't do a ranged attack and move at the same time, but they are absolutely flanking me. I have a really high chance of hitting targets if I do that. Yeah, we're gonna go like that. I hit once. Good job, me. Go ahead and heal me. Do I even have any spells I can cast? I can cast Entangle. Ensnares one target. Okay. Honk. Alright, who's left? I have not gone, okay. Archery? I, of course, miss, because beginning of game, I suck. Throw some stones, maybe? Well, at least I hit them a couple of times. And that's it. Who's gonna die? Well, at least they survived. Which means they can be healed. I only get one use of healing, though. Bonk. Bonk, bonk. Fine. 4 bonk. There we go. And I have taken over the town. They're happy. This goober is going to try to take over my farm because I don't have anybody over there. Yeah, I have next to nobody anywhere nearby. Which kind of stinks. It's been a very long time since I've played this game. I've been recording for almost an hour. Not quite, though. Okay, we need a unit. I don't care what unit, just a unit. We're going to produce a halfling stinger, but it's going to take 2 turns, and that is somebody who can take out walls. I'm going to send a unit up there. That's right, I have a unit back here, don't I? Yeah. Yeah, I still can't reach that unit, unfortunately. Even if I dropped everybody who is slower, I still can't reach that unit, so not happening. We're gonna end the turn. I'm going to stand there. You're going to attack me? No. You're gonna run away. Good. You're guarding. You're guarding. You're gonna bonk. Ability. Heal. Yeah, go ahead and heal the slinger. Ah, so these little emblems over here, that indicates that they've leveled up. So that is a level 2, 4, I want to say. Trying to remember how to get to that screen. Oh well. We'll get into it and fight. I can use an auto battle. I'm not going to for right now. Oh, still labeled as level 1. Weird. So yeah, these are its abilities. You'll notice that it has leadership from me, which is nice. The single goblin bomber is right there. It has a self-destructibility. Self-destruct. Yep. So we need to be careful and engage it at a range. You gonna approach me? And of course you're not. What's the range on Entangle? It's not long enough. But it will be if I go there. I can. Entangle you. Now you are entangled for the next 3 turns. So what that means in this case is that they cannot perform actions, and it also lowers their defense. So it's safe for me to... I'm used to too many modern conveniences at this point. I'm gonna have everybody else approach. It is now safe for me to do so. They don't do anything. Time to chuck some stones. Nope. Chuck some stones. Nope. Now I can, but I'm also just gonna kill it. We win. Oh. Going across the bridge. We're gonna stay there. You need to actually have some type of garrison. Sure. Produce a swordsman. And then next in the queue will be fortifying. Fortify. Okay. Anybody else? You are switching to guard. You can guard this area. Take that from the queue. And I somehow lose more money. Okay. Oh, that's right, because it's no longer spending for the swordsman, is instead spending for the fortify. Right. This actually makes sense. Nobody else can go. Next turn. I have finished researching stone skin. Now I have new things that I can research. I think I want to research remedy. That way I can do some healing if need be. Oh, there's a lot of units coming down there. We're gonna head down there instead of going across the bridge for now. We'll only be able to get to there next turn. Which means that settlement is definitely going to be attacked, but that's okay. We can take it back. Yep, it is that you can do 2 at once. That's what it was. Okay. They lost a lot of units to do that, though, and they no longer have any way of breaching walls. They do have a goblin shaman, though, which is good to know. Okay. I will take back that town next turn. Hopefully it survives long enough. I can potentially take it back this turn. Actually, there's only 1 unit in the town. I'm going to do that. And we're going to do an automatic fight, which is this screen. Nice and simple. Right, you are going to fortify and produce a swordsman. And there's a bunch of units down here that are all leaving, but I'm going to pursue them in this case. I should be building up a larger army. I'm just not. Okay. That boat moving again. Aha. That is a goblin town. They've taken over the goblin town. That's a lot of units, though. I'm pretty sure I can't take that. Let's go ahead and save. Okay. Saved. Can't even reach there anyway, but me approaching might trigger them to attack me. Don't know. Can still only cast a wild boar. Oh no, I do have other things. Oh, I start with bless and... Okay, I did not realize I started with bless. Those are combat spells. Yeah, we're gonna bless. I'm gonna bless myself. Because I can. Ooh, I leveled up. I have 10 points to spend on level up. I'm going to hold off on spending the points because I want spellcasting 2, which costs 20. I've researched Remedy. We're going to do some fire spells. Oh, I'm going to research Call Flames. I can't research Call Flames because I am involved in a gigantic combat. Alright, time to go tactical. Your blessing. Oh dear. Now, because they attacked me, they're actually moving forward for once, which is the correct call. They outnumber me easily. This is going to hurt. Okay. I don't suppose... No, it doesn't tell me how far they can move, unfortunately. But there's no way that could not hit me this turn. Tentacle time. Because I need to not have so freaking many enemies about to hit me. Actually, any difference between these? Spearman is definitely weaker than Shaman. or Wolf Rider. We've got 4 Wolf Riders, all the same level? Yeah, all the same level. So I'm going to entangle you. Just barely out of range, because of course they are. Oh yeah, I've already moved. Okay, this gonna hurt. As they all move forward. No, there is not a way to speed up the animation, to my knowledge. I don't know if that actually speeds it up or not. It does! Neat. Okay. Now I have a lot of enemies. I no longer have any spells I can cast because I've run out of magic. Okay. Took that goober out. Magic Dolt. They are weak against spells. And Pony Rider, gonna bonk. Ow. And I'm gonna bonk. And Boar gonna bonk. The Boar is basically just a meat shield, and it's gonna die. Oh, I did not realize I was in slinger range. Yeah, I'm gonna die. This is why I saved. I'm gonna choose auto battle. See what its choices are. Healing me, okay. Why'd you move back? That was dumb of my character. Yeah, I'm gonna die. Yep. Ton you of the halflings, your reign has ended. And that's Age of Wonders. There are a lot of, I want to say it's 15 or 20 missions for the campaign on each side. And you can see the standard end of game stuff, like, you know, how many armies people have. Gold. You can barely see the enemy because they're brown on a map with a reddish background. You can sort of see they're up there right now. We each only have one hero. I was doing better than them on mana. They were doing better than me on gold. They have more structures. I mean, they start with a better situation. Anyway, that's it. Hope you've enjoyed this little insight into things, Internet, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!